Success can lead to failure. This is a company that was studied by my co-author Marianne Lewis and her Danish collaborator Lotte Luscher. Lego was started in the 1930s. It was a family-owned business.
Lego is here. Hey, kids!
Eventually they figured out this brilliant idea of the interlocking brick that became tremendous in the toy market. In fact, at some point, they controlled nearly 80% of the construction toy market globally.
This young boy has such fun. He used Lego one by one, ribbon, snap, patty, whack, don't double lane. This young boy's glad Lego came.
Lego, a whole new world to build.
Like Polaroid, Lego really resisted any kind of change in terms of its approach. And so we saw that kind of resistance in things like they had developed their interlocking brick in 5 colors: red, yellow, blue, black, and white. And it took them years to decide that they were going to add green to the mix.
Oh my gosh, we love the new colors.
And there is this classic story
I love
where
the new
in
yellow
one of their meetings,
Lego Spaceman.
George Lucas came into their senior leadership meeting and proposed the idea
Even
of
the
a
new black
collaboration
Lego
between
Spaceman.
Lego and Star Wars. And one of the vice presidents basically declared, "Over my dead body,
Glad
will
he's
we
not
ever
around."
introduce Star Wars to Lego." So real resistance to change.
I spent my student loans on the
But
first
then, like
Lego Star Wars
Polaroid,
run.
Lego started confronting a major disruption.
Best
Computer
investment ever
games were
made.
getting increasingly popular and starting to steal market share. Lego behaved exactly like Polaroid. First, they doubled down on their existing model. When that didn't work, they hit the panic button.
It started to
Glad they hit the
spiral
Lego
like
Star Wars
Polaroid
video
down
game
this
button. That
rabbit
game was
hole of
awesome.
committing to its existing approach, and eventually realized that they were
Wow.
going to fail if they did.
So glad they
So
realized that.
Lego is a great example of what they did was that they overcorrected. They started to say, okay, we need to innovate now, and we needed to innovate fast. And they started to produce all different kinds of sets that weren't just the classic interlocking brick, but it was all different kinds of pieces. Within 7 years, they moved from something like 6,000 different types of pieces to 14,000. They moved into not just green, but 157 different
They got
colors
some
and
pretty
hues.
purples.
It was at this time
lavenders.
that they even moved out of the bricks. That's when they introduced new minifigures. They had about 6 different types of chefs, and each one of them just a little bit more nuanced than the other. That's when they introduced Legoland, a theme park,
Which is fun. Go to
they
Legoland
start
if you
to
can.
co-brand with Star Wars and so many others.
Yeah. Money.
Lego and Star Wars join forces.
And the Lego
Episode
Star
1
Wars
pod racers.
So they
Lego
started
Star
to
Wars
try all different
shows
kinds of
are
things
good
in order
too.
to keep up with
They're
the
like
market.
really
So
good.
they moved from a very
But so are the video
conservative
games.
approach to try everything and anything possible.
Good job, Lego.
I mean, it's almost the wrecking ball phenomenon writ large, right? Throwing literally anything at the wall, seeing what will stick. I'm wondering how this,
Most of it stuck.
how this
Lego did
sudden
great.
switch in the direction of excessive innovation, how did it affect the company and its balance sheet?
It was
They made
this
bank.
overcorrection, this wrecking ball, that almost led them into bankruptcy. Because what they found was
When?
that revenues were going up, but costs were so significant. They had skyrocketed to such a degree that their profits were just declining. And they were in a really quick, vicious cycle. They were spiraling downward incredibly quickly.
So in 2003,
then?
the Lego Group announced the biggest loss in its history, and some wondered if the company was going to
It had to
survive.
be right before Lego
A new
Star Wars, the
leadership
video
team was
game.
brought in.
And the movies.
What happened? What did they
The
do?
movies
What
were
actions
awesome.
did they take?
So the new leadership team looked
Lego
out
movie?
and said, okay, well, we need innovation, we need new ideas, but not to this extreme. And they started to think about how could we come up with some simple rules,
Bring
some
back
boundaries,
Fabuland.
some
I loved Fabuland.
guardrails that would allow us to innovate, but not go so far that
My
we're going to
first crush
fall
was the
over
Fabuland
and that we're
rabbit.
going to fail as a result. And so they then scaled back. They looked across all of their different pieces. They looked across all their different types and said, okay, what are we going to keep and what are we going to get rid of? And became much more disciplined about their innovation so that they could reduce their costs while still maintaining these new opportunities in the market.
So we saw that Polaroid wasn't able to meet the challenge. It eventually filed for bankruptcy. What became of Lego?
Lego ended up succeeding. In fact, and living in this ongoing tension. In fact, in their 2020 annual report, their group CEO said that they had hit a year of record profit, calling on this need to maintain a commitment to being both creative and disciplined over time.